All right, James. Good to see you again. We're here for world premiere of The Death of Superman, a huge event for DC Animated. Could you maybe start off just by talking about your own memories of the original release of this comic and why it was important to revisit it now?
My memories, well, it was the 90s. What I remember, I didn't have a mullet. I remember the stunt, and I shouldn't say stunt, the event.
Sure.
I also remember it being very similar to what I guess happened at the end of Infinity Gauntlet, where comic book fans went, "Oh, okay, cool," but they weren't overwrought with, emotion because we read comics.
Right.
Nobody stays dead in comics. Well, the same thing was happening with The Death of Superman, where normal non-fans were going, "Oh my God, they killed Superman! Oh, what does this mean?" They were really taking it hard.
Right.
And comic book fans were like, "Oh yeah, okay, we'll see how this goes." Like, yeah, they killed him. Let's see how it goes. So, of course, going into this, I have to take the stance of what the non-fan would feel, because
Sure.
it needs to be impactful.
Right.
So, but it was. I'm also thinking, okay, the real fans aren't going to buy this unless you really sell it. So, we spent a lot of time making the audience know, why is Superman important?
Sure. Yeah.
What does he mean to these other people? What does he mean to the world before we get to the action? And so you have to take that time to set him up properly so that his death matters.
Sure.
And so we took great care to do that.
Well, in talking to the cast, they've clearly expressed that, and have told us that the film basically deals with the pre-death, if you will, leading up to the death. And we've got a couple more films coming from what we've heard. Can you give us a hint about what to expect going forward?
We show the rest of we show what Superman meant to people, the mourning period, and then we show what happens after, when these other Supermen come about and what motivates them, and that their story is what really fleshes out part 2.
Okay.
Basically the stuff that got cut out of Doomsday, the original movie.
Yeah, right.
So, and the theme of the movie is, what does Superman mean to people? And that's the theme in part 1, and we continue that theme and broaden it in part 2. And just go from there. I mean, it just shows, it introduces these characters that a lot of fans have wanted to see fully. And it's tonally a little different. It's probably a little more upbeat than this one.
Okay.
Because it has to be,
Sure.
And we have a lot of fun with them. I mean, they're great characters, and it's been great to bring them to audiences who only remember them from the 90s, or comic fans. We hold on to characters, we love them and stuff, but
Right.
This will be the first time a lot of people who aren't familiar with those characters are going to see them, and so I wanted to make sure they made sense to people who don't have decades of comic books in their head, and so and I think we succeeded. I mean, we're still working on it, so I think we will succeed, is what I should say.
Well, we're super excited to check it out. Thank you so much for talking with us.